Hey, Dakin, can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah! What's up, y'all? I'm Dakin, this is my bro Stacey, and this is the Stake and Claims podcast.
A show where we talk about, laugh at, and educate each other on the weirdest things we know and do. We got guests, we got game, and we got good vibes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. No, I don't like that intro.
So it turns out we're not ready.
No. Okay. Do you want to introduce a series, or do you want me to introduce a series? You just ask me what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about today, Jordan?
Today, we have stuck some claims, and we're starting a new series.
About staking claims.
About staked claims, yes.
We're about to stake some claims.
Yes. Well, technically we already have. We're about to share our claims with the viewers.
In our new ranking series.
The Staked Claims series. This is a series where we pick our top 5 or our top 10 worst or best things in a category that we have pre-picked. There's some basic ground rules, so we don't know each other's lists until we've shared them. If we have shit ranked at the same level, we have to say it immediately. But if I have something at number 5 and Stacey has it at number 3, say, we don't have to share it until he gets to his number 3. And I'll share it at my number 5. And we go from the bottom up, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, are we going at each person all the way through the first?
No, we go 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Yeah. Why?
Nothing. I got confused there.
Oh my god. Okay. And so we're gonna start this show today with places we visited. One more ground rule for this episode in particular is to be counted in this list. It has to be a place where we put both of our feet on the ground.
Not just one foot.
Both of them. We have 2 feet each, and they both had to be there.
They both had that experience on the ground there.
Let's go. All right. Do we want to dive right in there, Stace?
Yeah, I'll dive.
You're diving? Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go. I just said I was diving.
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe you hesitated on the diving board. Stacey, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is Daytona, Florida. Well, Florida, specifically Daytona. Specifically the timeshare place that my dad has down there. It was a good time. I went down when I was like 16, 17 with my stepbrother. It was lots of fun. We couldn't drink yet, but I had a beard at the time, so we could still get alcohol. And, I mean, we mostly hung out at like the pool / beach outside of the like timeshare resort thing, so it was nice because like my dad just bought us beer, and Tyler and Caitlin were down there too.
Tyler and Caitlin,
my sister and brother-in-law. So that was a fun time. So it lands a solid 5th place on the places I visited.
Awesome. Look at you go. I am going to keep in America, but shoot slightly north for my number 5.
Ooh, can I guess?
Absolutely.
West Virginia.
Incorrect.
Really?
Yeah, no, my number 5 is the town of Winder, Georgia. It's where my uncle lives.
Oh.
So I've been there a couple of times. Was supposed to go again, but then COVID hit. Whoops, haven't gone. I met nice people down there. I mean, I kind of knew a lot of the people that I met down there, but like I got to re-meet them again the last time that I went and actually remember them this time. And it was great, you know. I just remember my uncle made us burgers one day on the barbecue, and they were actually really good. And now I want homemade burgers again at 11 p.m. at 10:30. But, you know, it's just in my head, and it's just nice because it's warm.
So I wish we had burgers the other day instead of chicken burgers.
I know, regrets.
Anyways.
Anyway, we digress. All right, Stace, number 4.
Oh, yes.
If you're ready to move on, do you have any questions? I have no questions for you. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so number 4 for me is Mexico. Specifically,
I was gonna say just the entire country.
no, specifically, I forget what the town was called. It was like Playa del Carmen or something like that.
Oh, Playa del Carmen.
But it was like south of Cancun or something like that. On that side, on the Gulf side. It was nice. It was a nice resort. I went there when I was like, I think that was 13 or 14. My stepbrother and I went with my dad and my stepmom Cindy, and it was fun. That was one of the funner resort trips I've had because we did a lot of shit. Like we went ziplining at this one place called Shellha or something like that. No, Shellha was the snorkeling place. That was cool. It was like a little cove. You could like go out and snorkel all over the place, see the fishes, and they had like a net blocking off the sharks from coming in, which was nice.
That's fun.
Oh, and I went deep sea well, not deep sea diving, but like 20, 30 feet down. You put like that big helmet on and like it sinks you to, that was cool. But yeah, we did a lot of shit.
That's cool. Awesome. Okay, I think my number 4 is going to surprise you a little bit. But we're coming home. We're coming home to Peterborough.
Really?
Yeah.
I never thought about places like close to here.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think Peterborough is great. I know it's pronounced Peterborough.
Peterborough.
But I developed a speech thing in which anything that ends in O automatically gets changed to an So it's Colorado, Toronto, Peterborough. You get the idea. Whistle Stop. I just feel like we need to address Whistle Stop real quick. Poutine place, absolutely fantastic. There's fun coffee shops. We find the greatest dive bars in PDOT.
That's true.
And something that's been happening for the past few summers that I have a lot of good memories about. The concerts in the fucking park. Were you around for them?
I don't think I was.
Oh my gosh. At City of Peterborough, retweet our show, because I'm shouting you out here. So every summer, I mean, obviously COVID restrictions excluded, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, Peterborough does free concerts in the park.
I have been to a couple of those with my dad and stepmom.
Yeah. I saw Honeymoon Suite. I saw Nazareth, Spirit of the West. Other people whose names are, Tom Cochran.
I feel like I've seen Spirit of the West there.
You know what? It was a great time.
What year was that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I was young enough that I was sober, but old enough that I still got down to Home for a Rest. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have pretty much anywhere from like 6 to like 14 to go for, but here we are.
I feel like it was around like I feel like when I saw it, I was like 12 to 14.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. I remember vaguely going to see them. Anyway, do we want to move on to number 3?
Sure.
Cool.
So number 3 for me is Manitoba, specifically Winnipeg, Manitoba.
There's nothing else in Manitoba. No offense if you live in Manitoba.
There's Brandon. Brandon's another big town. But yeah, pretty much just Winnipeg. Anyways, specifically Trans-Canada Highway 1, where you probably heard in the other episode that we're putting out, Drive It
2.
Like You Stole It.
Hello? Just carry on.
Specifically that, I can't remember where I was.
Where you drove the wrong way on the highway.
Yes.
Because you're a dumbass.
Yes. But no, I really liked it there. At the hotel that night that I stayed at, I ended up meeting a group of really cool guys. If you're out there listening to this, shout out to you. Who I met out in the hotel parking lot, and they were walking home with a case of beer, and we got talking, and we ended up drinking the case of beer. So that was lovely.
Sounds like an alright trip to me.
Yeah, shout out to the Manitobans for being so hospitable.
No, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Hospitable?
Okay. Yeah.
I think you just have to slow it down. Put a little bit more emphasis on the
Yeah, because
double.
inhospitable is the bad one, right?
Sure. I don't know. I'm not an English major.
For being really nice guys. Thank you.
Wonderful. My number 3, we're going far away again. Nova Scotia, just the entire province, the entire thing.
That's not far away.
That's vaguely far away compared to Peterborough.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Okay, we're going kind of far away. Yeah, no, Cape Breton Island, fantastic, beautiful. 11 out of 10 would recommend to go see it at least once in your life, if not multiple times. Drive slow though on the curves, because if you don't, it's really scary. Thanks, Gramps. I have a bunch of family in Digby Neck area, so the Neck is kind of where we hang out a lot, and that makes it sound like I go there so regularly. But, nice people. I always love the question, do you know John from Toronto? Sure. Honestly, I probably do know a John from Toronto, but I don't know the one that you're talking about as John from Toronto, because there's a lot of Johns in Toronto. And it's just, so chill there, and we all know that that's my vibe.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so number 2.
Number 2.
Two.
Two.
So my number 2 is Cuba.
Oh my god, mine too.
Really?
Yeah. Specifically Holguin for me. Yeah.
Where we went on our Christmas trip.
Yes. Christmas 2K17. It turned into Cuba 2K17.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. That's why it makes it up to my number 2, because it was all the siblings and Ron and Ellen and Dorothy.
This is the whole fam.
Yeah.
The whole damn family.
The whole damn family.
The whole fam-damly.
We had a really good time. Spent Christmas there, got really drunk every day. Except for a couple days where I was really hungover and I didn't drink until 8 o'clock at night. But actually, no, that's a lie, because I always had a Spanish coffee to help my hangover in the morning.
Yeah, you guys were all drinking your Spanish coffees, and I was drinking mimosas because I don't drink coffee because it's nasty. And it was great because the amount of times that I'd go up and order a mimosa and they'd be like, what? And I'd be like, oh my god. And then I have to explain it. They're like, oh, a mimosa. I'm like, yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry, I have to add the mimosa.
I didn't quite Spanish it enough for you. I don't think I said that right. Spanish.
You know what Spanish I could really go for right now, actually?
A mimosa?
A mojito.
Oh, I could go for a mojito. We had mojitos in Cuba. We had a night where we were all drinking mojitos.
I know. That's what I could really.
Was that the club night?
No, we were drinking anything.
Oh, we drank a lot. Yeah, that's
night.
True. We did drink a lot.
Because that was the same night we met the French people.
French people. Shout out to the French people. If you guys are listening to this, the French people who kept ordering Jenna shots, and even though she didn't know her own name, you guys are amazing, and I love you guys.
Why aren't they speaking English?
They are, Jenna. Quotes from the kid that night literally happened. Yeah, no, that trip was really great. That trip got me free Starbucks at the end.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bet.
Because you bet us when we went to bed at 3 that we wouldn't wake up at 5 to go get beach pictures done in the morning, and damn straight we did. And we got Starbucks out of the deal. Although I did not appreciate the minus 35 weather coming back.
Oh, that was such an unpleasant arrival getting off the plane.
I'm going to say aroma.
Maybe.
I love that.
But yeah, actually, yeah, even getting off the plane, there's that little bit of a gap where that
before
tunnel
you get into
thingy comes out.
Yeah.
And that was surprising. But then, I know, Ron, Jaden, Logan, and I stepped out for a smoke.
Jaden wasn't there, so it was a little bit hard for him to step out for a smoke.
Okay, so Ron, Logan, and I stepped out for a smoke. I imagine, the last recent little bit, Jaden was just with us.
Yeah.
So.
I think Jaden moved in, not too long after that.
But so we stepped out for a smoke, and you step outside, and it's just that breath clenching, as you step into the cold. It was shocking.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. 0 out of 10 would have recommended on that one. But yeah, no, Cuba was great. I'm trying to think of highlights of the trip, and honestly, I was really drunk a lot of the time. Oh, do you remember when we were in the pool and we were all walking on each other?
Oh, yeah. And I managed to get Logan up standing on my shoulders.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a great time. That was fun. And then the swim up bar at the pool, you kind of like had to cross the pool from where we hung out to get there. And the water was probably like 5'3", like 5'3" deep at that point, like for the most of the way across. Mm-hmm. And Dorothy and Jenna are 5 feet and below 5 feet. So crossing for them when we sent them to get drinks
did not work out well.
Did not work out well because they just start drowning. And the amount of times that Jenna especially would start drowning while she was bringing drinks back, and we just kind of be in the pool already, and those of us who could touch would just kind of reach over and grab the drink out of her hand and then keep going.
And just leave her.
We're like, whatever, we got our drink. She's got an arm now, she can swim. It was fine. We enjoyed ourselves.
Trying to think. There was something else.
I mean, there was a Christmas dinner that that half of us almost died at. And by half of us, I mean all the shellfish allergy people.
That was interesting.
That was fun.
Oh, one thing I do remember liking a lot was going down to the beach at night.
Yeah.
And like looking out and seeing all the other like resorts and shit. And
yeah.
The moon was really bright that night.
Yeah, it was great. Do you remember the Japanese restaurant thingy that we went to when we were there?
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was so skilled because they like flick the shrimp at you, right? Like no big deal.
We were at separate tables and I did this too.
Yeah. So
because not everyone was there because the people that were allergic to shrimp.
were dying. They didn't actually die. They just had shellfish allergies, and that includes shrimp. So they were being safe. So anyway, so they flicked like the shrimp at you, and like everybody was going, and they were trying to catch it, and they couldn't catch it, and then like first try, like flick, boom, in my mouth. I'm a boss, right? I have a natural skill to catch things in my mouth. That's what she said.
Oh, he did that too. See, for me, he handed me the knife, and he like flicked the shrimp off his knife. He's like, catch it. And first try, I caught it on my knife.
Oh,
I was so happy.
Right into my mouth.
Huh.
Okay, Spaceman, what's your number one?
My number one would be the great and awesome Alberta. Specifically, the mountains in Alberta.
I feel like every single time you've done it, you like name the broad place, and then you're like, specifically.
Yeah, because you gotta generalize, and then you gotta specify.
Do you not know any other like transition words other than specifically?
No.
This is why you failed English twice.
Yes. Can we keep going with the yes answer questions? This is easy for me.
Absolutely, we can.
Yes. Specifically the mountains. Well, two places, like the mountains and Beaumont, which is my sister's current place of living within Alberta, town of living. She lives in Beaumont.
That took you so long to get out. Oh my god.
It's a very nice town, small town. And then the mountains, they're just beautiful. Like, honestly, if I could live in the mountains and still have, like, everything I needed, I would. Because it's, like, classic, like, Canada. Like, all the beautiful pictures you see, all the super blue lakes, like, that's all the Rocky Mountains in Alberta and BC.
So what's stopping you? Like go all like
mountain man?
Yeah. I was gonna say like the Unabomber minus the bombs, but
because like
I feel like you shouldn't be like Theodore J. Kaczynski.
I'm a mountain man like that still wants a little bit of bouginess in his life.
So make your own bouginess. Take your rain barrel and make it produce Wi-Fi.
I'll get right on that.
Okay.
What's your number one, Jordan?
My number one, I don't think it's going to come as that big of a shock to you or to anybody who really knows me, but I'm going with Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Have you actually been there?
Yes, I went there. I went there in 2018 with my grandfather.
Oh.
Did I not tell you the story about how he almost sent security in after me because I took so long in the FDR Memorial?
Vaguely.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so context for this story. So we went to the FDR Memorial. Shocking, I know. And my grandfather, who is like 80 at the time, he's like, okay, like we had done a lot of walking because it was the last memorial we were visiting, and he was like, all right, I'm just gonna like sit on this bench out front, you go through, take your time, and I'll be here. I'm like, okay, cool.
Is he 80?
Yeah, now at this point he is 83. No, he's 82. 83? 82. I don't know, he was born in 39.
God, he's an old fart.
Kinda, yeah. My grandma's even older. Don't cut that out. So if she ever listens to it, she will kill me for that.
They won't listen to this.
No, they won't, because they don't know how to access it, but that's beside the point. Although my grandpa knows how to watch YouTube videos, so he might. He might. Anyway, so yeah, Grandpa, I had a great trip with you that time. Anyway, so we're at the FDR Memorial. He's like, okay, I'm going to sit on this bench. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go in. And because FDR had like such a long presidency, you basically just like walk through, and like they've broke it up into each of his 4 terms, and they have like the highlights of his 4 terms and kind of carved out and information all over, and like they have all like a bunch of his speeches like written out and like quotes from his speeches all carved into the stone and stuff, and it looks really, really cool. So anyway, so I'm like taking my sweet ass time wandering in there, because we all know that you have to take time for the second best president in the United States. That was a lot. And so I like wander through, and then I'm like wandering back out, and as I come out, I see my grandfather there sitting like talking to a security guard, and I'm like, okay, like he's probably just making conversation, whatever. And then I get a little closer within earshot. He still hasn't noticed that I'm here, and I can hear him like describing like me in like a very vague, my grandfather kind of way, of being like, she's about yay tall and short hair and is brown and looks not as good as I do, kind of thing. Like, we can picture Grandpappy Dakin saying this, right?
For a sec, I thought you said like short hair and she is brown.
No, it's brown.
Grandpa's going a little bit senile there.
I mean, you're not wrong, but not there. So then, like, I walk over, I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, oh, you're good, okay. I was about to send the security guard in to look for you because I thought you got lost or something. And I was like, oh, Grandpa, no, you just take your time for the second best president of the United States. And yeah.
Second best? Who's best? Abraham?
Yeah, Mr. Lincoln, who I could tell you another story about. How I basically like cried at his memorial because I was just so shook. I was like, oh my god, I never thought I'd be able to like touch his fake foot in person, but I did. It was great. But also, all you small children who are running around screaming, get out of here and admire the history.
We should go to the ROM one time.
Oh my god, I would love to go to the ROM. You know where else I want to go? There's like an immersive drive-through Van Gogh exhibit that's happening right now, and I think it's in Toronto, but I don't actually know. I just keep seeing
I did hear about that.
Yeah, right. I just keep seeing ads, and I'm like, I really want to go, but also I don't think Juju would appreciate me driving slowly through a Van Gogh exhibit.
At this point, I don't think my car Tommy would appreciate that either.
Your car doesn't appreciate much at all right now because you won't get it fixed.
I'm going tomorrow.
That's what she said. So yeah,
I think that's our top 5 places.
Yeah, I think we kind of really enveloped the northern hemisphere because we haven't been anywhere else.
I know, I really want to go to Europe.
Oh, me too.
And like that side of the world. For those of you who didn't see on that pause, I made a really cool hand gesture.
It wasn't that cool. It was like a wax off kind of motion.
Anyways, Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for watching. And real quick, before we go, even though we've had this mic for a hot minute, shout out to, it was Matt, right?
Yeah. Matt.
Shout out to Andrew's brother-in-law, Matt, because he donated a mic for us to sound better on the podcast, which is awesome because, as you know, we're broke. And now we have some podcasting tools better than we did.
And shout out to my sister for dropping them off for me.
That too. I forgot about that part. Thanks, Daniel.
Jordan and I will come for a drive soon.
One day. We have episodes to record.
Well, that concludes today's episode.
Thanks y'all so much for tuning in, giving us a listen. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, etc., etc., etc. Comment, share, tell your friends.
And tune in next time when we post another podcast.
We can't give you a timeline on when that will be because we're both in school.
Bye.
Bye.